Cryptotrader is proudly brought to you by Element, a full-service investment bank for the digital token capital markets.
South Korea, home to just 50 million people, this country boasts one of the top economies in the world. In the crypto world, this hub in the heart of Asia accounts for 20% of the total crypto volume traded. South Koreans have always been early adopters of technology, and they see the blockchain as their version of the American dream, as the gateway of the young generation to future fortunes. Western media coverage of crypto from Korea is scarce, and given the language barrier, it's often inaccurate. We decided that if we're going to be the world's crypto show, we've got to bring you crypto from the heart of Korea. For the next 60 minutes, we're going to give you exclusive access to the traders, the whales, the hedge funds, the meetups, the nightlife, and of course the hottest new projects coming out of Korea. So stay tuned. Andrew, you've picked us up from the Seoul International Airport. You're our guide for the week. You're going to be taking us around Korea. What can we expect?
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of activity in the Korean market currently. A lot of great ICOs, for example, Icon, Sentinel Protocol. There's old Kimchi Premium. In terms of just global Bitcoin trading volume, it's 40%.
Are the people phased by regulation here?
People were initially phased by regulation when back in 2017 in September, the government had banned ICOs. But over the last few months, we've seen things completely change. Currently, legislation is being drafted so that ICO is going to become legalized. And so you'll probably see that in the next few months. And I think it's going to be a huge catalyst for the next bull run going forward.
So Andrew, I'm very excited to be here. What can I expect from the next 2 days?
There's a lot of ICOs you can see. We've got great investors and traders you can also meet.
Great, I can't wait.
Awesome.
The Korean blockchain scene is humming with activity. There are projects happening everywhere. But there seems to be one hub where all the big projects are coming out of. That hub is called Hashed, and I decided to take a closer look at what they're doing. Let's go. Gentlemen, we've been in Korea for a few days. We've been in the crypto scene, and all roads seem to lead back to Hashed. The name on everyone's mouth is Hashed. Who is Hashed? What do you guys do?
Hashed is the largest crypto fund based in South Korean market. So we are focusing on three things: investment, accelerating, and community building. For investment, we have so far successfully invested in more than 40 projects from the globe, including EOS, Carbon Network, Omisego, and Ontology, and many others.
Now you talk about being the biggest fund in South Korea. How big is the fund?
Our AUM is about 250 million USD these days.
$250 million. And when did you start the fund? When did you found the fund?
About 1.5 years ago.
So you started a fund a year and a half ago,
yeah,
which is today valued at $250 million.
Correct.
When you started the fund, how much money was in the fund?
It's about 600K USD at that time.
Yes, and was it something that came out of Hashed?
We accelerated Icon project, so we work together. So we get them funds from the globe, and we introduce them to the influencers in the world.
Are there any specific projects that you're looking at today in 2018 and going, these are going to be the winners in 2018?
Yeah, sure.
So Sentinel Protocol.
Sentinel Protocol.
Yeah.
What about Sentinel Protocol excites you?
You know, blockchain is all about the safety and security, but you know, the outside of the blockchain is not very safe. So Sentinel Protocol will help this problem.
So the accelerator program, the Hashed accelerator program, is very famous in Korea. People talk about it as being the best accelerator program out here. What's the secret sauce in the Hashed accelerator that makes it so successful?
So actually, most of us have engineering background, so we can understand very well about their base technology, and also we can help the project a lot.
So I'm going to go and take a look at all the companies in the accelerator. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. It's been a great insight to get to know the inner workings of Hashed and the secret sauce that has made you guys the biggest and most successful fund in Asia. No trip to Korea would be complete without meeting the darling child of Korea. And by that, of course, I mean the Icon token. Icon must be the most prominent token to have come out of Korea. And with me, I have Hun, who's one of the co-founders of Icon. Hun, thank you very much. Thank you for coming on to Cryptotrader. I know it's a holiday here in Korea today, but you've agreed to join us, so thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for visiting us.
So Hun, when you started Icon, why did you start Icon? What were you thinking?
Yeah, we started the Icon project in 2017, early 2017. We make our blockchain engine, and we do a lot of businesses in the enterprise area, like financial institutions and universities and hospitals and the insurance companies. So we start this project independently, but our clients want to link to another blockchain companies or another blockchain consortium to make better their own businesses, their own business blockchain communities.
So you have your clients, and your clients are all built on different blockchains. And what they were asking you was, how can we link, or how can we join the blockchains together? And is that what started off Icon? So what is Icon?
On one side, we focus on the blockchain platform for the decentralized application, and the other side is we want to interlink interoperability in the blockchain to blockchain.
Now, when you talk about interoperability, that sounds very similar to something that OneChain is doing, or Aeon is doing it. Is it the same type of principle?
Actually, OneChain and Aeon and us make a alliance, Blockchain Interoperability Alliance, the BIA. We are talking about how to make a de facto standard in the blockchain interoperability alliance.
So the Interoperability Alliance, as I currently understand it, is yourselves, Icon, Aeon, and OneChain, and you formed the Interoperability Alliance. And you've done this to create a standard, or a set standard for interoperability. Why is interoperability so important?
Every communities or every ecosystem is start their own blockchain communities, or
so you've got existing blockchains. Every project is building it on its own blockchain, and developing its own communities.
Own communities.
So why do you want to connect them?
In the end, they want to interlink to other blockchain communities or other services or other companies to make better their own blockchain communities or their own companies. So the inter-blockchain technology is really key.
It's the bridge between
the blockchain communities.
Now let's talk about Icon, the fundamentals of Icon. Is Icon a fast blockchain? Can Icon transact at high speeds?
For now, we support about over 1,000 transactions per second for our own blockchain platform.
Are there any exciting projects that you can talk about that are being built on the Icon platform today?
Blue Whale is the exciting project and on top of the Icon. Blue Whale is focused on the gig economy through the blockchain technology.
Okay, so Blue Whale is actually the first ICO that's happening off the Icon platform.
Yes, right.
I think we should go and take a look at the Blue Whale ICO. So we're here with the founder of Blue Whale, Will Lee, and he's launched the first ICO on the Icon network. Now, what does Blue Whale actually do?
So basically what we do is we are making a decentralized ecosystem for freelancers and contractors and self-employed in order to solve the three main problems in gig and share economy industry. So basically there are three main problems. One is high commissions, and second one is excessive advertising costs. The last one is there is no implement benefit for freelancers and contractors.
So you're talking about three real problems that freelancers and contractors have. You're talking about agencies that sit in the middle and take very high commissions. You're talking about a very high advertising cost. And you're talking about the fact that if you are a freelancer, you have got no benefits.
Yeah, exactly.
How does Blue Whale solve this?
So basically what we do is basically we can decrease our commission down to almost zero because we can use through the blockchain technology. So what we can do is we can build a blue wall network, can work with many different shared economy and gig economy platforms. So basically we can decentralize their platform as well, and then we can share the user base by providing free advertising solutions. So we decrease the commission from basically 30% to almost 0%.
So no more commission.
No commission. Yeah.
No more advertising.
Yeah, no advertising.
Talk to me, how about the benefits, employment benefits? How do you achieve employment benefits using a token economy?
We think that we can provide employment benefits such as pensions and also PTO, the paid time off. Like it's simply like if you get the tokens later, then we can give maybe premium like 1 or 2 years later. And also, if they want to use right away, they can use it as PTO, paid time off.
When does your token sale close?
We will close. We actually close our private and also pre-sales. We already successfully raised $21 million so far, and then we are going to start a public sale 23rd of May. But because we already have a lot of potential contributors. So we think that we can close, maybe right after we open.
Look, it sounds very interesting. We know it's the first ICO on the Icon network. We wish you the best of luck, and we're going to keep watching how you do. I've just had the most amazing experience. I've walked into a co-working, co-living space where people come to learn about the blockchain. Guys, how does this model actually work?
So we started a YouTube channel and started teaching people about matters regarding blockchain and what Bitcoin is, and then people kind of started wanting to live with us and study blockchain full time. So me and Sion, the co-founder of this whole place, just called Nonce, we kind of decided to rent out a whole apartment and then invite people invite whoever is interested in blockchain and want to study it.
How would you define the state of blockchain in Korea? Is it mainstream? Is it thriving? Tell me about what it's like when you're out on the streets.
In terms of speculation and people buying and selling, I will definitely see it's mainstream. So there's recent statistics that say that people who are in the working class, working between ages of 20 and 30 to 40, about more than 60% of people are trading. When I'm in a coffee shop out here in the center of Seoul, I can always hear someone who's 40, 50, 60-year-old who's next to me, and they're always talking about the price of cryptocurrency, either going up or down.
And adding to that, the friends of my mom and my mom ask kind of me to what coins to buy and stuff.
So everybody's trading cryptocurrency here?
Basically, yes.
What's the state of development of blockchain projects?
I think a lot of the startups and big companies here are preparing a reverse ICO. Reverse ICO is really hot right now in Korea.
And you define reverse ICO as a company that has an existing business that is going to do an ICO.
Yeah, basically.
그렇게 되고 그다음에 제가 이제 미스터 블록체인 맨 처음에서 좀 취지가 뭐였냐면은.
Are you guys as Koreans proud of the Icon project? Do you think it's a world-class project?
The Icon, Terra, Metadium, there's a slew of projects, right, that people are well familiar with, or they will be familiar with in a couple of months. Well, so we know that Bitcoin has the whole crypto anarcho community, along with the libertarian community, and then the very hard cryptographers who form the base of the community. We know Ethereum has the younger developers, like what Young was saying, the web developers or different programmers who come from that area, and they form a very strong base. But unfortunately, projects from Korea haven't yet made a dent in attracting developers who might be outside of Korea. So I think even in terms of communication, that's not necessarily their strong suit.
If you want to get an idea of the investment sentiment in the region, the best way to do it is to speak to the guys that are investing. the fund managers. And so in that vein, I've got one of the fund managers who manages a fund in Singapore and Korea to give us an idea of what he's looking at. Zhang, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure there.
So good to see you. You've been operating a fund. How long have you been operating a fund for?
We started XSQ in Singapore about 2 years ago. We started off as miners.
And how big is your fund today?
Today we are not too big. We made about $10 million.
And looking at this region, investing in this region, what are you seeing coming out of Korea?
So in Korea, it's interesting. Korea has one of Asia's highest percentage for commercializations of technology, and that's why X Square is supported by the local government here. We do see still a lot of blockchain infrastructure projects. We see a lot of people like Phantom. We see a lot of people like Blockchain. We see a few of these, faster and better blockchains that are coming up.
And that's coming out of Korea. What about Singapore? Is Singapore a hub? Is there activity in Singapore?
Singapore is definitely activity for blockchain and for cryptocurrencies because our government has been pretty transparent, has been pretty open to welcome the talents of the world. In Singapore, we are looking at 108 token. It is an index token that tracks the top 15 cryptocurrencies for people who want simplicity in basically getting an exposure in what we call crypto assets today.
Let's talk about some of the projects that you're looking at the moment, which you find exciting.
So there's one project that comes out of Singapore. They just got their license for a crypto to fiat exchange. It's called Sparrow Exchange, as in Sparrow the bird.
Cool. So Sparrow sounds like a great one. What are your other ones that you're looking at today?
So the other one that that's part of our strategy for market mechanism investing is 108 token. 108 token is a crypto index fund that basically tracks the top 15 cryptocurrencies.
So we've got Sparrow, we've got 108. Any other projects that you're looking at? Just projects that you're seeing in the region?
So the project we're seeing in terms of infrastructure protocol, of course, Blockchain, they're basically blockchain infrastructure that's basically better, faster. They could be taking over Ethereum hopefully in the next 1.5 years.
Well, Quarkchain is offering, they're talking about 100,000 transactions per second or 10,000 transactions per second on a testnet. They're talking about being secure, decentralized, and very fast.
Yeah.
What other projects?
There is actually a project called Oasis. It's incubated by the folks from UC Berkeley. Again, it's blockchain infrastructure. They can do smart contracts. They can do exactly everything that Ethereum can do, only better. So maybe the blockchain's adoption will take, 1.5 years or 18 months in that sense.
Blockchain adoption has been the fastest adoption in history and definitely will be the fastest adoption in history. The Korean government, are they friendly to cryptocurrency? What's the official stance?
We have heard of news like that the next administration is going to be very pro-blockchain, pro-crypto in that sense. So we are waiting for the potential to manifest itself.
It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you, Ray.
I look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Thank you very much.
If we listen to the advice that we've been getting from all the fund managers and the serious investors, what they're talking about is talking about investing in the protocol layer of the blockchain or the base layer of the blockchain. But there's several protocol layers, and these protocol layers power the applications that will then work on top of them. So for example, if you think of Civic is an identity app or an app that verifies identity. It needs a protocol layer which is specific to identity. And in that case, we've met a company in Korea called Metadium. And Metadium are a protocol for the identity layer. Explain to us how it works, Richard.
Okay, Metadium blockchain was regarded as trustless. However, due to regulation, we need trust on blockchain. The powered by blockchain, Metadium is an identity protocol, a layer of the internet, providing trustless trust in digital world.
Okay, meeting합시다.
So it's trustless trust. Now, that's quite a good term, because if you think about it, the blockchain means that everyone is anonymous, but we need to trust each other. How do you achieve trustless trust?
Okay, like society, offline, online world need to have many the identity solution. For user can use Metadium easily. They don't have to care about the two-factor authentication solution, and user can reduce their effort to manage private key. User don't need to over-provide the information anymore. So users have the right to manage their own private information.
If I understand correctly, what you're saying is that Metadium is actually the store of a user's identity. So in other words, if I'm drinking at a bar, for example, I need to prove to them that I'm over 21 years old. I don't need to tell them anything else about my name or my address. And so what you're saying is that Metadium is the layer which stores a user's identity, but then only gives the request of information just the right amount of information that they need to maintain security.
Yes, that's correct. So through Metadium, you can select only the necessary information you need to provide.
Which is verified, of course, by the blockchain.
Yes.
Now, you guys did a token sale recently. Tell us about your token sale. I heard that it sold out very quickly.
Within 2 days, the 35 million commit finished.
Richard, if I understand correctly, Metadium is the protocol level for the identification verification. And the actual banks or users won't plug directly into Metadium. But we can expect a lot of dApps or a lot of identity verification apps to be built on top of your platform. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, we provide the protocol and API and SDK to make the dApp on our platform.
Great. And when is the token generation event?
We are targeting testnet will be open in third quarter of this year 2018. And beta service, we're targeting to provide end of this year.
That's www.metadium.com. I've got a feeling that when this one hits exchanges, it's going to go to the moon. Crypto exchanges are a big business, and no trip to Korea would be complete without a visit to a crypto exchange. We tried to get hold of the exchanges, and one of the exchanges agreed to see us, and that was Korbit, which is the oldest exchange in Korea. Michelle, some insight as to the trading market in Korea. How big is the trading market in Korea?
So in terms of trading market, so last month it was around $80 billion, which is, so the total trading volume worth was 500 billion. So
Korea is a very important market for cryptocurrency trading then?
I guess so, yes.
When you look at your traders, your average trader, are they trading multiple times a day or a week? Or are they the type of traders that buy and hold?
I guess it's half and half, but like many of the traders who trade a lot, they trade really often, so often, like several times a day, or like sometimes like 10 times a day.
Some 10 trades a day?
Yes.
And in terms of regulation in Korea, we hear reports in the Western world of ICO bans. We hear that the government blows hot and blows cold. One day crypto is good, one day crypto is bad. How do you find working with the regulators in Korea?
It's really hard to regulate, I think. And like there is a blockchain association which is working with the government and regulators so that they can make a right laws. In June, there's another election coming.
But all indications say that the change of government will look favorably on cryptocurrency. And if we look in the streets, people are talking about cryptocurrency. There's a big uptake. Do you think that after June, we're going to be more positive towards cryptocurrency?
That's what every people are hoping, every cryptocurrency people are hoping. But we're not sure actually, because government can always be more conservative about money thing. So we're not sure. So banks are being careful, I think.
Do you think that a government that is against cryptocurrency is taking a big chance that they may lose the election? Is cryptocurrency that powerful in Korea?
I guess so, because some of the young people think it's only hope for them to earn a lot of money. So they're young people's voting is really important, right? So government is, I think, being a little bit careful about young people's election.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we've seen Sol by day, and the crypto scene is humming. Everyone's talking about crypto. People are buying crypto. People are getting involved in ICOs. But it doesn't end in the day. And now we're going to go and see Sol by night. What is this place?
This is a venue for exclusive events.
Awesome. And what are we going to do here tonight?
Tonight, It's called FOMO Masternode, and basically it's a highly exclusive and highly curated event for people within crypto.
Let's go.
Definitely, let's do it. So welcome. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. All they serve is, Johnny Walker Blue Label, and we'll cheers. Thank you for coming. Yeah, awesome. You got it. Cheers, guys. So what we've got here basically great ICOs, a lot of great investors, exchanges, the media, and over here we have one of the co-founders of Phantom.
So that takes me to Phantom. We get a lot of requests on our show to feature ICOs, and Phantom is one of the names that keeps coming up. What is Phantom? What are you guys planning to achieve?
Phantom is the next generation of blockchain technology.
What brings you to Korea?
I'm here in Korea for FOMO Masternode. Really excited to be here, the inaugural event for FOMO.
What are your impressions of the crypto scene in Korea?
It's so fast-paced and so vibrant.
The architecture that we're using, which is DAG, there's no blocks involved, so it's really not a blockchain.
When you talk about a DAG, what's a DAG or DAG?
Yeah, a DAG stands for Directed Acyclic Graph. And basically what it is, when we have a blockchain, the reason it's called a blockchain is everybody knows it's because you're having blocks and you're linking them horizontally one at a time. Well, in a DAG architecture, there is no blocks. You're not going horizontal. You're actually going asynchronous. So your entire network is all moving in one direction. So that means the inherent bottleneck and scalability issues that we have in blockchain does not exist in a DAG architecture.
Because the scalability problems we're having with blockchain is full blocks,
yes,
which are linear in nature.
That's right.
What does this blockchain promise?
We are aiming for 300,000 transactions per second.
300,000 transactions per second.
That's right.
How are you confident that you're going to achieve this?
A lot of this is based on the mathematics behind it, right? How do you attain 300,000 transactions per second? So based on our algorithm that we're developing right now, and our researchers, the math that we've calculated based on a full network, about 100 nodes in operation, we came out with a number of 300,000 per second based on 100 nodes, and 100 kilobytes per node, or per transaction block. And based on that, we can kind of calculate exactly how much we can do.
How much money are you raising?
Our hard cap for our ICO is 39.8 million.
So one of the big issues with leaving your tokens on an exchange is that if the exchange gets hacked, your tokens are gone. But that's about to change, because I've found an exchange that actually insures your tokens while they're in the wallet on the exchange.
Basically what happens is, whenever you have a transaction fee, few basis points, there's a few basis points which is equivalent to the insurance premium. Launching to the public from 1st of July.
So if you're interested in buying tokens in an exchange which is insured, you can go to cgcx.io. If I were to ask you to categorize or tell me about the crypto scene in Korea, how would you categorize it?
Korea is crazy about crypto.
We're on the way to the airport after a whirlwind tour of crypto Korea. I'm sure you'll agree after seeing what we've seen in the last couple of days that the Asian crypto scene cannot be ignored, and that in the West we don't get good coverage as to the extent of the magnitude of the scene. Being a truly global crypto show, we're going to set up an office to bring you coverage from the East. Stories from Korea, Japan, Singapore, and the entire region. But for now, we've got to catch a plane back to the West, to New York City for Crypto Week. We'll be bringing you live coverage all week long. Until then, trade well, my friends.
Cryptotrader is proudly brought to you by Element, a full-service investment bank for the digital token capital markets.